I am fully procrastinating from my indoor chores, which, if y'all recall, I hate doing indoor chores, so I'm outside. That's where I always retreat to when I have indoor chores. But I do have updates. So, welcome in as y'all come in. Thank you, because once again, I am being completely random, because that's what I do. I live my life very, very randomly. But I do have a couple of garden updates that I will share. So welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to put some dirt down to plant some sugar snap peas, but I also have some garden updates to share. And then if y'all want to see Koracick and Derek, because y'all have not seen Koracick and Derek. Hi, Fuzzy. You're new to chat. Well, welcome in, Fuzzy. I appreciate it. I know I've seen your name around. This may be your first live, but I know I've seen you. I'm completely random, so I'm supposed to be indoors cleaning, but I hate indoors chores, so here I find myself outside. So I was gonna do a quick little garden update. Hi, Ice Queen, good to see you. I'm gonna do a quick gardening update because it's been a couple of weeks since I planted some things outside. So I'll share an update for that. And then I'm going to plant some. Oh, you're from Tuber Chat. Nice. Hey, Anita, good to see you. I'm just doing a random live because I'm supposed to be cleaning and I hate indoor chores. So I found myself outside. So that's where I'm at. And I'm going to procrastinate till I have to actually do something indoors. Hi, Billy. Good to see you. Okay. So I'm going to give y'all a garden update from the last time I was out here doing gardening stuff. If Koracick and Derek, my two roosters who live in the aviary, I let them during the day, I let them just hang out in the garden. So I'll let y'all see them. Yeah, it's a very exciting garden update. So, well, for gardeners, it's exciting. It may not be exciting to any of y'all. Anyway, and Paula, good to see you. How are you doing, Paula? This isn't going to be long. I'm not going to torture y'all with a long gardening live, but I'll let a few of y'all come in, and then I'll give y'all the update, and then I'll plant some sugar snap peas in the area where I'm probably a little late on sugar snap peas, but because I'm pretty confident it was over 80 degrees today. It felt like it was over 80 degrees. So I'll talk to y'all. Hi, Nita. Outside is so much better. I hate indoor chores. Hate it. So here's our conundrum. Because if you're a gardener and if you like planting things, you don't even have to be a fully fledged gardener. You like planting things. This bed right here is typically, we kind of did this makeshift, whatever you want to call it, this makeshift trellis, if you will. We use the tools around us and the fencing. Anyway, this is where we put the sugar snap peas at the beginning of the spring, and then towards April, sometime in there, we replace the sugar snap peas and we put the cucumbers here. This is where the cucumbers live. So typically the squash and zucchini will then go in the rest of the bed. Every once in a while I'll plant something at the top of the bed. It's maybe some oregano, some herbs, things like that. But here's our problem. And I wouldn't call it a problem. It just, a decision has to get made. What you see before you is not weeds. It is a very vigorous 2-year-old strawberry plant or plants. These started out as 6 very small strawberry plants, and strawberry plants basically just vine and grow. And so, hey, Auntie Mama, the tomatoes aren't ready to be planted yet. We are going to do tomatoes. They are in the house under the grow lights, getting prepared, but they are very beautiful. If I could potentially show y'all if I have enough time out here, or I'll just do a short of the status of the tomatoes. But the tomatoes are doing very well. Hey, Grant, I'm just doing a very, very quick live. So yeah, strawberry tubers. Yeah. So these strawberries have taken over. Y'all could call it half the bed. I mean, the strawberries have taken over. So typically, like I said, we would have two different types of summer squash here, and then we would have a zucchini somewhere. It's not to say that the zucchini needs spread and they need water. So I'd have to look up whether or not, I don't know that strawberries and zucchini and squash are good companion plants, and I would also be worried whether or not zucchini would pick up the taste of strawberries, which would be very interesting to have strawberry zucchini. I don't know that my brain wants to wrap its head around that concept. Anyway, so at some point we'll have to make a decision. I mean, gardeners never like to kill or end the life of any plant, but I mean, you can already see the strawberries are going to do quite well. I mean, there's already flowers. They've already been pollinated. Hey, Master Chickens. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. So anyway, so that's a dilemma for another day. We'll make a decision. But so what I'm going to do is prepare this side of the bed. Again, I'm not going to take you through the long drawn out journey. I may or may not. I don't know. It shouldn't take that long to prep this little area. But ultimately, this is where the sugar snap peas will go. I just make a row of them. I'll do that in a second, but let me give y'all a quick update for those who have joined. And I did not bring my stand out here, so yeah, we do cantaloupe. So our cantaloupe, Paula, it's like I prepped you for for this afternoon. So this is where the cantaloupe and the watermelon live. So I'll have to clean this up at some point, but we usually do cantaloupe, watermelon, and actually honeydew. Actually, we do watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, and then we usually do another watermelon. So there's 4 little holes here. And usually the watermelon goes all the way up to the house. So that's the story about the watermelon. And then on this side of the area, there's Koracick, there's Derek. They're my garden roosters. Hi, you have another channel. Okay. I will look for it. Master Chicken's Poultry Farm 2. You have 2 channels. Okay, cool. I will look for that. Yeah, I love fresh veggies and fruit. I'm not even going to pretend to show you what our fruit trees look like right now. So on this side of the world is is where we put our winter squash. And Oki's Eden, I did get some pumpkin seed from Oki's Eden, so we'll probably plant it. I'm not a personal big fan of pumpkin, but I'm willing to retry it and see if I can become a fan. But chickens love pumpkins, and there's lots of other good uses for pumpkins, and other people love pumpkins, so other people, Okay, so let me give you all the update. Now, again, as a gardener, this is exciting to me. But in this bed, if y'all recall, if y'all were with me, I planted kale, broccoli. There was that other kind of broccoli I planted, which I can't remember the name of it all of a sudden. Spinach. We did some chard. We did some beets. Feel like I still haven't gotten the collard greens, which I need to get. At this point, I may end up just getting some seedling collard greens or some that are already seeded. There you go, Derek. But let me show y'all why I came on camera. Okay, so this is the most exciting thing in the world. So, as a gardener, you come out here every day and you look for signs of life. So, in the Swiss chard area, we have, now if you blink, you're not going to see it. Looky there. Do y'all see it? Do you see? There is a Swiss chard there. Yeah, we do have purple hull peas. We have some cow peas and purple hull peas. I'll probably do both. There's another Swiss chard. Hey, Ola Joe. I'm showing y'all the most exciting thing as a gardener when the first little bulbs come up. Now this, I don't know what you are. Hi, Derek. Now I have to be careful of Derek because he may see the Swiss chard and try to eat it. Hi, Derek. Don't eat my Swiss chard. And then there is one right there. How exciting is that? I have 3 Swiss chard. So if nothing else works in this garden, I will have 3 Swiss chard and strawberries. So that is exciting, friends. Oh. And a beet. We have 1 beet. Now I don't remember if this is the red or the golden beet, but so we have 3 Swiss chard and 1 beet. We will be well fed. Okay. I know, it's very exciting. I promise you I will not do this every day, like every time something comes up. Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I will do it. Now this could be something, but I doubt it. So the other problem is sometimes you get the seeds that the birds plant and the distinguishing between the two. Okay, so this you might be wondering, what is that? Why does it look half dead? So again, if you were on that live or you watched the replay, there was either a kale or a collard green growing in this spot right here. So the other day I digged it up and I went ahead and planted it here. Now don't worry, because you know what happens is when a plant, y'all know this, especially if you have house plants, sometimes when you change the soil it will go through a shock. So that's all this is. But the fact that you have this sturdy stem right here means that it's taking. So that I'm excited that this is taking. So I'm just going to get rid of the leaves, because you don't want energy to go to dead leaves. I'm sure there's scripture about that somewhere. So there is viable life in this garden. Very exciting. I'll leave that one on just in case it decides to do anything. But I haven't seen anything else in the others, but it can take 10 to... Hey, Pammy, I'm just giving people a garden update. If you're just now coming in, we have... Pammy, you'll be very excited about this. We have 3... Oh, I lost it. I lost the Swiss chard. Where'd it go? Okay, we have 3 Swiss chard. Actually, I can't even find it anymore. This is a horrible live. I can't even find it. Okay, there's 1. Where'd it go? There's 2, 3 Swiss chard. And then we found a beet over here somewhere, and a beet. There's the beet. That could be, I don't know what that is right there. Well, I'm not sure what that is. That could be a worm. So this is very exciting. Okay, done and done. So what I'm going to do over here, and Paula, you had asked something else. Let me make sure I didn't miss. Green beans. We'll probably do, it wasn't broccolini, Anita. It was, I've done broccolini before. It was the broccoli that has that like triangular shape. I don't know why I can't think of the name of that broccoli. It usually is an ornamental broccoli, but you can't eat it. Okay, what'd you say about the might taste young kids will eat the with strawberry flavor? Yeah, that would be interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna have to decide. Hey, plywood. I'm just showing. I got very excited. I came out to the garden, saw that there's a few things coming up. And then I'm gonna go ahead. I'm about probably a week late or so on the sugar snap peas, but because sugar snap peas love cool weather, and I'm pretty confident it got high. But you know, the temperatures are still cool at night, so that will help. You know, at some point we probably I would imagine every garden zone in the country or in the world probably needs to be rethought through at some point. But that's a conversation for another day. Because I don't know if the garden zones, or when they say to plant stuff, are still true, considering weather patterns have changed so much. But again, conversation for a different day. Okay. So I'm going to just put some compost here. I did not bring my stand out, so y'all are just going to have to watch. I'll try to find a spot for y'all to watch from. Y'all can watch from there real quick, and then I'm gonna throw some dirt down. throw some dirt down. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. I think I just covered up the mic, so y'all just hang out there until I put this compost down. Okay, so what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to put some dirt down and then do some sugar snap peas over here. That hose is just part of our irrigation system, which if I can ever find the video that I took of the irrigation system while Bill put in, I will certainly post that someday. It's a pretty, he did a pretty amazing job on it. Okay. I love sugar snap peas. Unfortunately, sugar snap peas never come into the house, so I end up eating them when I'm outside. And then I'll pan out real quick, because I know, Pammy, you had a question about this area. I'm talking, I know that's okay, I'm gonna mix this dirt up real quick and then I'll plant. Sorry, no, I'm probably not at a flattering angle. I hope everyone had a good Monday. Whether it was restful or productive, I just hope that it was a good one. I'll come to the chat in a second. You already know the story about my ability to level. So this is just going to be a very rough leveling job. Okay. Okay, what you got for me? Hey, Hardreen. Hey, Candace. Okay, so as I've explained to some people, I'm procrastinating. Hey, Ola Joe. I'm very much procrastinating. I'm supposed to be doing indoor chores, and I'd rather be outside, so that's why I came outside. Yeah, it's been a very busy Monday on YouTube. There was one point I was in 4 different gaming streams and 1 homesteading stream, so it got pretty intense. I do have a lot of energy. I just don't like. I played Fortnite for about an hour, and then I was like, I need to get up and do something. Okay, so Pammy, I think you had asked last time where we usually put our cucumbers. They usually go on this little makeshift trellis that we made out of just fencing and fence posts. Say hello to Koracick and Derek. They live in the garden. Hey, Uncle Bob. Yeah, leveling is not my thing. My husband is very precise. My husband is very much I thought I was a bad perfectionist. He's more perfectionist than I am about certain things. That is to be clarified. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do. So sugar snap peas, my favorite thing. Like I said, they rarely get into the house because I end up eating them. Let me see if I can put y'all there and y'all have a, I need garden props. Let's see if I can make a makeshift garden prop here. Okay, y'all may not be able to see me or hear me because my phone's gonna sit there and tell me you have put oh wait, oh my goodness, I'm using this thing to hold my camera. Look at that, I may have a Shark Tank idea for gardening. Don't y'all take it. I will give y'all a cut if I go to Shark Tank and be like, here's a garden tool and it will also hold your phone. Y'all take that idea, I'm gonna come after you, but I'm happy to share the profits with you. Oh, you'll see our garden level on. It's far from the level. It's far from, we do the best we can. I mean, I think as humans, we have a tendency to think we're doing something, that our efforts are actually helping anything in nature. Okay. So doing just sugar snap peas, nothing too exciting. I love them. They're my favorite thing. Like I said, none of them ever come inside because I usually end up eating them when I'm outside. But these need sow seeds 2 feet, right? Is that 2 feet or 2 inches? I never know. I think that's 2 inches, or the 2 inches apart in double rows. Yada, yada, yada. Cover with 1 inch of fine soil, and seeds emerge within 14 days. Okay. Let's see. I got a lot of followers on YouTube just from 4 live streams. That's good, Fuzzy. Yeah, keep it up. That's how I did it. I go into communities that I have an interest in. So, let me be clear. I don't just go and, I do go into specific connect and grow communities, but I also go into communities that I have. So whether it's gardening, whether it's gaming, whether it's chickens, whether it's cooking, or just good feel. Like there's some, I wouldn't know that they have a name for what they call themselves. But it's kind of like the morning crew. They give you the good word of the day and the good conversation to get the morning started. There's lifestyle people, the GLP-1, fishing. I go where I have interests. So, hey, Shamika. And that's where I exist. My YouTube channel is kind of a landscape of what I'm interested in. So... Okay, so it said about 1 inch apart, which I don't have measuring tools. I usually just I kind of go by these little bars in here, but it just needs to be about 1 inch. So I usually do the line. So again, not a perfect science. If some don't come up, then I just replant. Hi, Liliana. Yeah, I'm kind of all over YouTube, which is fine. That's how I am in the world. That's how I always was as a I didn't have I did have, there was my 4 best friends growing up. My 4 they were dudes. My 4 best friends growing up, and they all had different interests, right? But we all were in band together. But as far as when you grow up in a small town, yeah, there are cliques, there are people that hang out together, but for the most part, you end up hanging out with everybody. Same as when I was in college, and I have a lot of interests. I don't limit myself. I like learning. I like, every day I like learning new things. I like being a part of good conversation. So, I don't limit the spaces I move in, even though sometimes I should. I understand sometimes I should. Oh, Liliana. How about this, Liliana? On my good days, you and there's a few of you on here that make me on my bad days, and you may not want that version of me. Okay, so let me show y'all to the new people that entered the chat because I got to get some water. I think the boys want to go back to their house because it's getting dusk is coming upon us. So this is very exciting. And Candace, same. Candace, I am so excited for the news that you had last week with work and stuff. But there's the garlic from a couple of weeks ago. It's doing well. It'll be a while before garlic is ready. But this is why I came on. I came out here to check the plants that we did a few weeks ago. And look. We have Swiss chard somewhere because I keep losing it. We have Swiss chard, friends. We have one plant. We have two plants, two Swiss chard. So one Swiss chard, be like the Count Dracula on Sesame Street. One Swiss chard, ha ha ha. Two. And then we have, I keep losing number three. And then we have a beet. So we can be fed, friends. We can be fed. Now, that's not anything there. And then the other thing that was very exciting, if y'all either replayed or were on the live with me, there was I think it's either a collard green or a kale. I'm not sure what it is. There was a plant living in the dirt over here. Hey, Billy again. And that I went ahead and I did pull it up, and it's doing well. Like, it does look like it's dying, but that's what, if y'all ever done house plants, it just had a shock because it got to new soil. But it's doing, it's sturdy right here, and it's doing really well. So we have kale, we have 3 Swiss chard, we have 3 Swiss chard, 1 beet, several garlic, and we have strawberries, friends. So if all else fails, we have food, right? We won't starve on the compound. So we do need to do a lot more planting. A whole lot more planting. I was starting to see if any of my fruit trees had any life on them. But I think my fruit trees I don't think they're showing signs of life yet. That will be a whole separate live, what's going on with the fruit trees. Not even going to bore y'all with that today. But we got some sugar snaps planted. I'm going to put some water on them. The only other update I made is at some point we'll need to make a call. Hold on real quick. We'll make a call about what to do about these strawberries, because usually we put 2 squash here and 2 zucchini, and because zucchini and squash spread, they need room. So we're gonna have to make a call on how much of the strawberry. But look, we already have plenty of blooms on the strawberries, and basically the strawberry blooms. And if I'm telling y'all something you don't know, or you know already, I apologize. I don't mean to sound like y'all don't know this, but so the flower blooms, it gets pollinated. You see the flowers, it gets pollinated. And then that pollination starts forming into that. So that, my friends, will eventually be a delicious strawberry very soon. So it's hard to want to get rid of something that is doing so well. So yeah, lots of strawberries. Whew, okay, I have a minute. That's pretty much it. Y'all got to see Koracick, and there was a question. Did I hear? No, I don't have plantains. Sorry, I may have said plant. I may have cut. Being from East Texas, I cut my words short. So I probably said something related to planting, and it came out plantain. So my apologies there. I don't I don't always end my words correctly, so my apologies. I probably just meant planting and I actually said plantain. I don't know what I said. Okay. There's sweet Koracick and there's sweet Derek, who does a dance for me every morning. It's rather lovely. They are doing quite well. I still don't know what I'm going to do with these roosters. It's hard to give things away. So they're probably just going to live in the garden. I wish you can, let's talk, Liliana. You can plant indoors. There's also hydroponic systems, and I like gifting hydroponic systems, so more to come. Think about it. Think about it if you want to truly plant something, but you can plant stuff indoors. You can start with herbs. You can start with a cherry tomato plant, a very small cherry tomato plant that will be prolific. So you can do a lot of stuff indoors. I had a garden before I met Randy. Oh, I just said his name, Wild Bill. Y'all just heard his name if you were listening quickly. Anyway, but I had a lot of plants planted before I met him. But when we had our first apartment, we just used 5-gallon food grade buckets. You can get them free to very little expensive from restaurants. Anyway, yeah, you can get them. You can go to like Jimmy John's or some of the sandwich places, Subway, wherever, and get food because they can't reuse those 5-gallon food grade buckets. You can ask them hey, or what are you doing with these? Can I have these 5-gallon buckets? They will either give them to you for free or very cheap because again, they can't reuse them. And so we did. I'll find some pictures and I'll post them. But we were on the first floor of our apartment. But we did our container garden. We did everything. We did broccoli. We did tomatoes. We did peppers. We did eggplant. We did all sorts of things. We got things that spread. We took those storage containers that are flat, things that require spread, and we put stuff in there. And then, my dear Wild Bill, our the cantaloupe seeds that the descendants of our very first cantaloupe together in our apartment, we still use those seeds today. But he went out into the woods of our apartment and planted cantaloupe. Like he took over the woods and planted stuff back there. Because that's who my dear sweet husband is. Hey, Solee, Unfiltered. But if you want to plant, let's talk, Liliana. You can do plant, and as much as you cook, you could have a nice little herb garden in a small little container and just because herbs need to be cut. That's how they grow. Tomatoes are the same way. Your brachious plants like lettuce, spinach, they require use so they grow more. I know it sounds kind of weird, but you can 100% do herbs. Yeah, so don't be shy about not doing herbs. So, okay, so cool. I'm over. Have a great afternoon, great evening, afternoon, some places. I appreciate each of you. I promise you I will not document every tiny thing that comes out of the ground, but y'all know me. If I want to go live, I'm going live. And I'm going to share whatever comes to mind. I appreciate you. Love each of you. Have a good evening. Have a good rest of your Monday and take care. We'll see each other again. Bye-bye.